weren't roommates or childhood besties, or even that close at first.
We met in a 1 Corinthians 13 small group and basically trauma bonded over being the unfun friends.
Not the ones who take the shots. We're the ones who carry the Band-Aids.
We're not the ones who flirt at brunch, but we're the ones overthinking the group text.
But we're done apologizing for being deep. The unfun friends, let's talk about it. We dive into the real stuff no one's texting about.
Singleness, faith, body image, mental health, autoimmune struggles, grief, burnout, friendships, and so much more.
With a little chaos, a little candor, and a lot of comfort.
This one's for the girls who feel like too much and not enough all at the same time. So, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Unfun Friends. Today we're going to be talking about abiding versus striving. We'll be kind of getting more into defining those words and just kind of talking about what they mean to us. Elle and I have been both talking about how we're both terrible at it, and I think that's why we're excited to talk about it today.
Terrible at abiding.
Yeah.
We tend to strive.
And I feel like a lot of people in society are, just because. Anyways, we'll get more into that, but we're going to start off with our icebreaker per usual. Okay, if peace had a color, texture, and sound, what would yours be?
Color, lavender.
Ooh, yeah.
Texture,
Or like a feeling, I guess.
when I'm getting my toes done and they're giving me the exfoliation massage.
That doesn't make you just like irk. Like that just makes me be like, ooh, you're
Really?
touching me.
I want to just fall asleep.
That's
and
great,
stay there
though.
forever.
Yeah. You got the lavender going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like getting a massage.
Yeah, I was adding a
low
smell
key.
too, because I didn't say smell, but like it was also adding a smell. Yeah.
I can never say this word right, but the bergamot scent. Yeah.
Yeah, bergamot.
Yeah, my favorite.
It's nice. Okay,
But apparently I'm allergic to it, so that's
Oh.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
but that's
sound?
my favorite. Sound? Thunderstorm.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, very cool. Do you have like a song? It's like a peace song for you, or like?
Definitely. There's like a lots of different worship songs probably
just
that
worship
I would
songs.
choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, mine for color blue, definitely like a soft blue, or even like a sage green. I feel like I gravitate towards blue though.
Yeah, you do.
Texture. I like a soft blanket after it comes out of the dryer.
Nice.
Or low key if you're just like floating in the water, but you can also feel like the sun where it's not like burning hot, but it's just like warm.
Wow, that's so
You know?
poetic.
Some call me Shakespeare. No, not at all.
Some call me Shakespeare.
Sound. I love Gregory Alan Isakov, and I saw a concert with my dad and my sister, and it was with a symphony, and like it was just such a sweet time. So I feel like that to me is like a very peaceful sound. But also like worship music, I would say too.
Yeah.
Or like ocean waves. Or like
yes.
just like rain. I love rain.
Yeah.
Okay, rainfall, crisply falling.
Yes.
Been there, done. Yeah.
That's so good. You didn't say texture, did you?
Yeah. My poetic blanket out of the dryer.
Oh yeah.
Floating in the water.
I don't know what I was thinking.
No,
Definitely
you're
heard
good.
you say that.
You're good.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Yeah.
I love how it's like unique to the individual.
Yeah. So let us know what y'all's are.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I feel like they're always rooted with some like peaceful memory that you have.
Definitely, yeah.
Which is so cool how the brain works.
Mm-hmm.
I need to like do some psychology.
Yeah,
research
Ella's our
on
little
that.
psych major, so maybe she can come in the next episode with more like, info on that.
Yeah. Wahahaha.
Yeah.
Did you know, this is actually so interesting, there's only one like sound / like frequency that's been like studied to actually like alter the like alpha waves in your brain to like put you at peace, and the specific frequency is 528. So if you go on Spotify and you search like 528 frequency, it'll like pull up all these playlists.
That's so weird.
And it's like a playlist, like soundtrack, like instrumental that you would like hear in a therapist's office. But it's like actually researched to like
calm the brain.
Yeah.
So
like actually changes your brain waves. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah.
Divine Maker, y'all.
Yeah, my therapist told me I needed to add that playlist.
We all do.
I was like,
520,
okay, cool.
580,
528.
528.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You would be like, am I about to listen to a guided relaxation video? It's
Probably.
like those vibes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty chill.
Yeah.
She was like, you need to have these going in the background when you're doing anything. And I was like, okay, noted.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just want your plot in with the 528.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except she kept saying 528, 528.
528. That makes my brain waves go.
Yeah, I was like, that's giving me anxiety, not
I was actually doing the opposite of 528, so just put that there.
Yeah.
Okay, should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so we have like, should we start by like, probably not start by defining the words, because I feel like we're going to.
Yeah,
like,
we'll kind of do that as we go. We have like a couple points.
Yeah.
That like we've just talked about in our conversation, but I guess context. Because I don't know, especially, I mean, for any stage of life, but being in college,
especially, yeah,
like striving is super just easy to like fall into.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of another conversation too, but especially like I feel like our society and like especially our age group is so adamant like to be successful.
Well, yeah,
your schedule has to be full of like crazy.
I think that's
things.
exactly what it is, because in today's society, being busy and productive and performing and just working is an idol. Like that is an idol now. And think about it, college is preparing citizens for the workforce and for society. So it's very concentrated, especially in college life, to be very much like, how busy are you?
Yeah.
How productive are you? It's like when someone asks like, oh, hey, how are you? It's like, good, just busy. Why is that always the catchphrase?
Yeah, it's always the answer. And so then it's like when I actually have time to be still, I feel like I'm not enough or not doing enough.
Yes. Yeah.
So horrible.
Mm-hmm. I have like a lot of notes on that and how like the corruption of rest and the Sabbath, like specifically.
Yeah.
Because I'm horrible about honoring the Sabbath personally.
Yeah, I am too. I like want to cram in all these things on like whether it's Sunday or whatever day that's like your more down day, and it's like, okay,
it's your reset day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I shouldn't be doing my laundry and like cleaning around my house on Sunday, and I shouldn't be doing my last minute assignments on Sunday. Like that should be a Saturday thing.
Yeah, it's so important to have
a day
to do nothing. Well, then it's also,
are you
like this too, where I'm like, gosh, I just need a day to do nothing. Like I need a day to do nothing, and then that day comes
and you tweak out and you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I just can't sit still, which we're gonna have a whole nother episode on being still. But it's like I constantly have to have my listening to music, or I constantly have to be like watching a show or reading. Like I can't just like.
Yeah, I think probably technology and social media has really ruined that too.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember who said this to me. Somebody older, but that was like, I used to stand in line at the grocery store and just actually have to stand there and like look around and be in my own thoughts. And now, if you walk into a store and look at the people waiting in line, they're like this.
Myself included, yeah.
Yeah. Even if you like pull up to a red light in your car, it's the first thing we're reaching for.
I've been trying to do better about putting my phone like in my console, or just like having it up if I'm having like watching directions and not getting on it. Everyone say hey to Lucy.
She decides she can't jump.
Oh, okay.
Even though she's very athletic.
Hey Lucy. She said it's my Sabbath. Or even like, I forget who said it, but someone was talking about, like in the media was talking about how they take the Sabbath so seriously to the point that they just put their phone, like their family's phones, in a drawer on Sundays. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if I could do that, but I think I should be able to. Yeah. Anyways,
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of like a backdrop of like what's been going through our heads and why I think this is such an important thing to talk about, because it's an issue.
Because I think we can both claim, or like state, or whatever the word is, boldly, that constant striving leads to burnout.
Oh, absolutely. Like I literally have a note here that I'll get to, where it was like, oh, burnout is a hint that we are working without abiding.
That's good. Let's just start there. What point was that under? Or do you want to kind of go in order in it? Do they flow?
I don't really care too much. Well, we can start there. So like production as identity was my like my big point. I have it underneath. I'm just talking about, again, like how college and society glorifies busyness. And Lucy,
can you please stop?
Me when society tells me I have to keep working. Stop.
Oh my gosh. Please be still, or you're gonna have to leave. I know.
But like society, we glorify busyness and we confuse busyness and productivity as success, or even to the point of saying it's honorable.
Yeah. Yes, it's glorified.
Why is it honorable?
Right.
It could be, but not in the context that we're defining it as.
Right.
Because we're allowing productivity to define our value, and then rest feels guilty to us.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because of the Sabbath and how the Lord has specifically commanded us to do that.
Yeah.
And is making us hate work deep down when work is actually supposed to be a gift. And so I have some, like, I was looking at scripture through this just throughout this year because I haven't felt convicted about not abiding but only striving, because I personally struggle with burnout, and then while I do think it's a societal issue, I think it's also a personal issue to me that I haven't been doing what my due diligence as a child of God.
Well, yeah, because we can say it's a societal issue, and yes, but if
that
you're
always
not
goes to a personal
focusing
level
on yourself,
because society is made of individuals. Okay.
Yep.
So before the fall in the Garden of Eden, work is given to us as a gift. So in Genesis 2:15, it says, Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work and keep it. So work was inherently good before sin.
Yeah.
And I feel like we forget about that. Like we just think about it after the fact, but it was a place of like it was partnership with God. Yeah. With Adam and Eve. And it was creative and it was joyful and it was purposeful. Like they got to name the animals and they got to do stewardship over the gardens. It was like, that's so cool. I feel like as a kid you read that and you're like if I could name the animals and like that's cool. And like that's what work is supposed to be like. We're supposed to have that childlike fascination, I feel like, with it. Yeah. And that sense of purpose.
Well, because it's cool too, like if you look at Adam and Eve before sin in the garden, like they were walking and talking and doing everything with God. And so there was that sense of like, we'll say this word a lot in this conversation, but just like dwelling with him there. And so everything they were doing in the garden, all the like work that they were doing
was in partnership and dwelling with God.
It was not ever as an individual, like without him.
And I feel like everything in society is so individualistic and like about the I and how can I be successful? How can I do better? Right. And it's very much so like on your own, and that's not what it's supposed to be like at all. So we really just need to redeem productivity. It doesn't need to not be a thing. We just need to redeem our approach towards it.
And I think also like our intention behind it. Like it's all about your intent. We can be really busy, but it be rooted in like complete pursuit of Christ.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get to this too, but like abiding is like kind of the underlying like foundation.
I agree.
We'll get to that.
Well, no, I mean, I agree though, because I was asking is like, when has there been the time in your life where work specifically felt like you were just striving? I feel like for me, a lot of times I find that in my academic assignments where I'm like, I'm doing this, like, why am I doing this? Or when I worked at like a smoothie place for 2 years, it was very much so just like I just don't want to do this. Like, I'm just striving here.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because I wasn't actually viewing it as an opportunity to like make connections with other people and to further my own knowledge that could propel the kingdom.
Yeah. That's good.
I was doing it as a chore. Yeah. And then if I think about like when is a time where I felt like I was abiding and doing work as worship, I think about like Stanford IJM when they do, which is International Justice Mission, which is around the world. But anyways, they have a little bit in October where they do threads where they raise money for IJM. And like I remember like sorting the clothes and helping do that last year before I officially joined. And like helping with tabling there. And like that didn't feel like work to me because I was like, wow, like this is really for like a purpose and for God's kingdom and to like help his people, and that felt just awesome to me. Or like doing stuff like with Unless You and like working there with kids with Down syndrome. I'm like, this is so cool. And I don't feel like, even though I'm like there for hours, I don't feel like where I was at the smoothie place where I'm like the time is ticking by so slow. I'm like, oh wow, this is actually so fulfilling.
Yeah. Because there's also that like intentionality piece in it of like you can be busy and be going from one thing to the next, and if your heart is in it and the intention is like, oh, I have purpose here, like I'm doing this with the Lord, like he has me here, and that very intentional, like I know why I'm doing this, I'm not just doing this to be like successful from other people's perspective looking in, like I'm doing all of these cool things.
The success from a worldly definition, I feel like, is just a stark contrast to how God defines success.
Completely.
Anyways, but
because I feel like I could have like one day, okay, like say I have the same packed schedule full of things. I could do that packed schedule out of a posture of abiding. I could also do that exact same schedule from a posture of striving.
It's all about the posture of the heart and like the intent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll get two different results. You get burnout or you'll get fulfillment.
Yeah.
I feel like I need like a little map.
I know. I can like see it in my brain.
Right. Okay, like what would be your answer to that? Like what's a time where you felt like you've been striving, an example? And like what's a time where you felt work truly as a form of worship?
Striving, for sure, like with my mental health and like my eating disorder, depression recovery, like if I'm struggling, that's a pretty good like indicator, like red flag of like I'm trying to do things out of my own strength. And even like recovery in
the gym's
general.
A great example.
Oh yeah, that's a huge example too. But I can remember like being in treatment, like comparing 2 different treatment stints when I was doing like eating disorder treatment. And there was this one time that I literally, and I can remember it so starkly. Same treatment center, 2 different stays. There was not that much time in between the 2. But the first time I was like that perfect patient, doing everything, like giving them all the answers they wanted to hear completely. I don't even know if I opened my Bible one time. I don't know if I prayed one time. Like I truly don't remember that part, but I do know I was doing it out of my own strength. And then the second time I just had this point of like, was brought to the end of myself, surrender. And then I was like, brought the Lord into my recovery and my healing. And that, I mean, there was no healing going on prior to that, but it didn't mean that it was easy.
Right. Absolutely.
But there was such a different like posture behind it.
Well, I feel like that's the whole point of having rest in the Sabbath is like, because life is not easy and you need that one day.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah. And then another,
No, you're good.
Another more like, not so deep, but it is deep. Just in high school with my sports.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Being an athlete became my entire identity. And I was doing it to get, what's the word?
Validation.
Approval, validation.
Yeah. Well, also, like, you were good at it, so it's hard not to put your worth into that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I did that with art in high school, too, because I was like, that's the one thing I was good at, and I feel like I wasn't very good at really anything else.
Yeah.
And so instead of getting joy, like, it got to the point my senior year where like, I was not getting joy out of art anymore because I just put my identity in it, and that's sad.
And that's where I was going. Like, it got to the point where, like,
a beautiful thing.
I didn't even want to play my sports anymore.
When it's supposed to be like a fun point of like community and like stuff like that.
Like even the thought at that time in my life, the thought of like going to practice or having a competition or a game, like it made me actually physically sick because there was so much anxiety around it, because I was like, if I do not perform well, if I fail, I am not good enough. And so then I was
like you almost get pre-tired thinking about it.
Complete burnout. But then I can remember the times where like I was doing it just out of such joy and like the Lord has me here, like my body can move and do all these crazy cool things.
It was amazing.
And
to
then
see
it was
that, like,
fun.
That just juxtaposition between
the two. And so it's like when the fun is just stripped away because it's so like nerve wracking. And it is sad. Like there is a sense of like grief.
Definitely.
around it.
Grief's a great word for it.
Yeah, because it's like those, like I had these expectations for myself and like these dreams to like play collegiately and like do all these things. And truly the eating disorder stripped that from me. But in that was the striving and the
but I feel like that was
a
subsect of it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like they work in tandem.
Yeah, because like I can remember the happy memories, but like sadly the main thought when I'm like looking back on those days is how miserable I was because I was trying to be perfect and was trying to seek like approval. Which is sad. Like, it can ruin the, like, greatest parts.
It can. I feel like that's just why I think so much about, like, the childlike faith. And it's, like, things like that. It's, like, I feel like that's when you lose your, like, your childlike stuff with it. Yeah. But even, like, the subject of, like, sports, but also with the gym, I feel like some days I'm in there with perspective. I have a sibling on the spectrum, and she doesn't have very good motor skills or anything. Like, she couldn't go and do CrossFit stuff. And so sometimes I'm in there, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I have my arms. I have both my arms, both my feet, both my hands, both my legs. Like, I can go and I can run, I can go and I can lift weights. Like, this is amazing. Like, what an amazing privilege and opportunity to come in here and, like, work out in the gym and be able to, like, want to hit PRs and, like, learn a new skill. And then there are other days I'm in there and I'm like, I just, like, this is hard. I don't want to do this. Like, why do I have to work out to, like, be healthy, to, like, not be, like, obese? Like, I don't like doing this. And I'm like, okay, well, what's your mindset on that? It's yourself. Versus the other one, I'm like thinking about, oh, like what a blessing it is that God's given me like the ability to do this. And so, There's too many
And what a
I versus
posture to have like in everything you do,
Yeah.
like in and out of the gym. There's this, I did my little like at the beginning of the year, I did like a little vision board at the front of my journal, which is so fun.
Cute.
And one of the things I have said, it says, instead of saying I have to do this, say I get to do this. Everything is a privilege.
Wait, hold it up for the people. If it's not personal.
Nah, this page isn't personal.
She's pretty.
This cutie little vision board. It's so fun. But when I read that, it really was convicting because it's like especially with school too, there are times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm literally drowning. This is horrible. I just went out. And it's like, no, I get to come to school. I get to use my intellect.
Definitely.
Like,
I feel myself doing that as well.
I get to build on like my knowledge, and I get to come to college.
Like,
and,
what a blessing.
What a blessing that is.
And I wish I could say that's what I was like every day when I got out of the bed, and that's just not true. But I'm trying to make that an everyday thing.
Yeah. Ooh.
Can I mention what I love about your vision board real quick?
Yeah.
I love that. Just like I feel like yours is a great example of the worldly view versus the Christian view, because yours is very much so like, how can I change my mindset and my heart and my mind to be more aligning with God and to be kingdom seeking? But majority of the vision boards I see when it's advertised on like Pinterest or TikTok is very much so like, I'm going to be a CEO. I'm going to have the perfect closet, which is not bad. Like, it's great to have goals like that and to push yourself. But I love that yours is more focused on the heart, the mind, and the soul. And I feel like from that will flow the other things. You know what I'm saying?
Which that was my intention actually behind this. Because like, okay, first page is like scripture, different quotes, like, being rooted in Christ. But then it goes on to like
beautiful
things that I do want to accomplish. Like I've got some inspirational gym, academics. Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. And so I tried to be intentional in that, and not every day. And I can.
Well, we're not God, and that's just an example of that.
But here's a sub question to our questions.
Go for it.
Within, hold on, I like lost my train of
I'm
thought.
sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There was something you said.
All of your vision board.
Thanks. It's fun to like go back and look at it and like see different prayers that have been answered in like different ways.
That's cool because like Margot and I have the prayer board in our apartment where we have like, I think it's self, others, future, and answered, and it's really cool to see like as like the answered one gets full. I'm like, whoa, like, that's so cool. Like, not only like do you see in our life, but like you can hold these cards that are like
tangible.
Yeah,
that's so good. Dang, I'm trying to think there was something you said after I showed the vision board of like
the worldly versus spiritual,
that,
heart,
and
mind,
like
soul.
Being a CEO and like different things, like those are good goals to have. It'll come to me. It was something about like taking some like a good goal or a dream and approaching it from like abiding versus approaching it from a striving posture.
I think so. I mean,
because it's like that dream,
what's your why?
That goal is inherently like good.
I like God gives you those for a reason, and it just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's like how are you going to approach it?
That's everything. But I guess on the subject of like how we've seen like striving versus abiding as worship, and just like we've kind of listed examples in our own life, but I feel like we need like scripture to back up how the fall has changed, since work was primarily given to us as a gift, and it was in partnership with God and meant to bring us closer to each other and to God, as we like read. But then if you go to Genesis 3:17 through 19, it says, "And to Adam he said, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you, in pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground. For out of it you are taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return." So this is just showing how work was corrupted due to sin. Yeah. And so now it's going to be hard. Like everything's going to be harder.
Yeah. And I think that's something I wrote down of like, abiding is remaining, striving is attempting to achieve.
Definitely.
And so when you're remaining, like I just think of like dwelling with the Lord in his presence, in his perfect plan. And then like the balance of the two, because like I think there are times when, quote, striving is necessary, but it would be a different definition of striving. Because I think like we're in our conversation talking about striving as like attempting to achieve out of our own strength. But I think the key is like when striving is not done independently, when striving is done in partnership with the Lord out of his strength and not our own.
It's like yet not I, but Christ through me.
Yeah. And that's like, I think there's abiding is like an underlying factor of striving. But like,
no, I guess like abiding would be striving plus God equals abiding.
Kind of.
Maybe.
Or like you lay the foundation of abiding. And so then from there,
you strive through abiding.
strive. But striving in the sense of like, maybe I should change that word, like obedience. Obedience is not easy. Like we're constantly having to practice and like work at that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's going to be temptation.
Like as we saw, like with Adam and Eve, like obedience is not our first like.
Yeah, it's not our first thing either. Like we're having to train ourselves to be obedient and walk in step with the Lord. And it's like that idea of like active faith, right? Like we're constantly having to work for that.
You said active faith is so.
But I think the key is like when we fall short, which it's not if we fall short, it's when.
And how frequently.
Yeah. Like when we fall short, we're only met with this like grace and love and forgiveness because of the blood of Christ. Like he is, okay, let me just flip to, in high school I did this study on Romans and it was like life-changing for me as far as like
Romans is great.
In the idea of like abiding
versus striving.
Yeah, thank you. And in Romans really 5, literally, the first verse literally just begins with, therefore, since we have been... Which
chapter is this?
Sorry, Romans 5.
Thank you. You might have said that.
I can't remember.
Okay, anyways.
Therefore, since we have been justified by faith, justified meaning declared righteous, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. So we're justified, we're declared righteous, just as if we have never sinned. So there's nothing we need to do to get right with God. We have peace with him because of the blood of Christ. I mean, we do need to accept Christ, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
And then it continues. Through him, we have also obtained access by faith into his grace in which we stand. In which we're operating from a place of grace already.
Yeah.
We're standing in his grace being the state of his favor. So we're operating out of his favor. So grace never points out our lack. It points out Christ's sufficiency for us. And so we as believers, like we're doing everything from that position. We're not having to constantly try to be in a position of grace in his favor. Like we're already there.
We're in it.
That doesn't mean we can just like as believers we have responsibility.
Right.
And so I think that's where like the active faith comes in as far as like obedience, like discipline, those different practices that we have to work at. But I just loved like, I felt like I still do this. I'm always striving to be in his grace. I'm always striving, like trying to work so hard out of my own strength to be in his presence. And it's like, no.
You're already there.
I'm there. I just have to be still.
That is actually like a perfect transition to Mary and Martha.
Let's go. Let's hear about Mary and Martha.
Okay, so Mary and Martha, I thought it was a perfect example. Like that's what Mary is doing.
Yeah.
So if you go to Luke 10, starting at verse 38 through 42, it says, now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went up to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, are you anxious and troubled about many things? But one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her. Mary knows she's already there.
Yeah.
She's not striving to be there.
Yeah.
As it seems like Martha is.
Yeah.
I think that's just a great point.
It's so cool. Because it's like, how often are we so busily trying to do things? Like, Martha was missing out on everything Jesus was saying and teaching in that moment.
Because her focus was on task and performance for Jesus.
Yeah.
But Mary was choosing presence over her productivity.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
A little ear flopped over was distracting me. But I think that's so good because we even, not even in, like, yes, in our relationship with the Lord, but also in our relationship with others.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said that too. Like abiding doesn't mean abandoning responsibility. It just means letting relationships fuel the work we do. Which I feel like is in this podcast too, you know? Like I just feel like I don't view this as work.
Yeah.
And like I'm still doing research in this like I would like a school assignment, but this isn't, I don't view this as like yeah. I mean, I guess it is work, but in the way that it should be viewed as work.
And it's fun, it's exciting, like
Yeah, I mean, like you were talking about earlier, it's creative, it's joyful, it's purposeful versus post-fall where work is hard, frustrating, and exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't experienced burnout with this. And this is the first hobby I feel like I've had that I haven't experienced burnout with in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think it's
fun.
because it is centered on God
Mm-hmm.
and in partnership with Him.
Yeah. That's good.
Whoa. Epiphanies.
Mind blown.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to, like, as like Mary does, we need to serve by starting in God's presence, not apart from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that goes back to the whole, like, yet not I, but Christ through me.
Yeah.
Hey friends, it's Ella. We're going to pause the conversation here, not because we're done, but because this topic deserves space to breathe. We wanted to split this into 2 shorter episodes so you can really sit with the difference between striving and abiding, not just hear it, but reflect on it. Part 2 drops next in 2 days, where we'll go deeper into what abiding looks like and dive deeper into some more scripture. Until then, take some time to notice your own heart posture. Are you striving or are you abiding? Love you guys. Thanks for being here with us.